Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to show you what I picked up at Leeds Record Fair in February 2025. And I covered most of my current record collecting obsessions here. So I've got a band from Leeds, I've got some stiff records, I've got some ska and reggae, and I've got something from King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard and folk album. So I start off with the Leeds band, and it's a debut from the Mekons from 1979. It's called The Quality of Mercy is Not Stirring, and the title and the picture here refers to a thought experiment. It's where you put an infinite number of monkeys in front of an infinite number of typewriters, and eventually one of them will type out quite randomly the complete works of Shakespeare. And this particular monkey, or chimpanzee, has got nearly to the end of the first line of monologue by Portia in The Merchant of Venice. So the full line is the quality of mercy is not strained, of course, and the next line is it droppeth as gentle rain from heaven. I think I could have got that wrong, but it's the monologue when Portia's trying to persuade Shylock not to take his pound of flesh. So the band themselves, their name, the Mekons, came from the nemesis of Dan Dare in the comics, the Mekon, and there's actually a track on here called Dan Dare. They tended not to put the singles on the albums. Right? So you've got like Spoons No More, Join Us in the Countryside, After Six, what's another good one? I Saw You Dance, all good tracks. And I mean, if you like Gang of Four, you definitely like early Mekons. So I'll just show you the label there. It's on the Virgin record label, and there's the inner sleeve. Right, next off, I was really pleased to get this EP because I only ever had these tracks on a CD, and it's Half Man Half Biscuit, and it's a brilliant Trumpton Riots, and this EP is in absolutely superb condition. It's on the Pro Plus label as usual, and the tracks are the Trumpton Riots, Architecture, Morality, Ted and Alice. So that alludes to the OMD album, of course, 1966 and all that, and Albert Hammond bootleg. And I'll show you the label. There it is. And as I say, it's an absolutely superb condition, so I was really, really pleased when I saw that. Right, what's next? Oh yeah, a bit of reggae, and this is from 1989, and it's A Wonderful Culture, and this is their album. It's called Good Things. There you go, and I'll show you the label there. There it is. And what's it? Real Authentic Sound is the name of the label there. So yeah, this is a really nice reggae album as usual. Late sort of or later culture. I mean, their first sort of 3 or 4 albums were absolutely superb, and this one's pretty good as well. So that's my first reggae album. Then I saw this, and it's the great Yellowman from Jamaica, and his album Blueberry Hill, and the title track is of course a cover of the famous song, and he plays it absolutely straight. It's not a reggae track at all, and then after that he goes into more familiar territory with the reggae. So this album is from 1987, and you tend to see quite a lot of Yellowman at record fairs, or at least I do, and I tend not to pick them up, and maybe I should. So that's my first one from them, and I think it's on the Greensleeves label. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's on which is an English British reggae label. So that's my second reggae album. And then I picked up a really nice Trojan compilation, and this is Trojan's original ska classics, and Again, I show you the label because everyone likes to see the Trojan label, don't they? There you go. And yeah, it's a really nice album. So you've got some of the sort of like more famous people on here. You've got Scatterlights on here. Music is my occupation. What else? Yeah, Desmond, Dekker and the Four Aces. Get Up Adina. Who else you got? Derek and Patsy. That's a nice track. Bubba Brooks, Watermelon Man. Lord Tanamo. I'm in the Mood for Love, which is really great. So this is really nice. A nice ska album, and I'm always on the lookout for these ska and reggae compilations, particularly the Trojan ones, because they're always excellent value. So that's my ska and reggae albums from the Record Fair. And next off is a folk album, and it's from 1978, and it's Maddie Pryor and her album Woman in the Wings. And of course, Maddie Pryor is best known as being the singer with Steel Ice Band. She was also part of the Silly Sisters with June Tabor. But say this is a solo album of hers, and rather than singing traditional songs, these are all self-penned titles, and it's a really nice album. I've not actually heard it before, so there you go. So that's Maddie Pryor and a bit of English folk music. It's on the Chrysalis label, I believe. Yep, there you go. It's a sort of later sort of Chrysalis label, the blue and white one. So there's that. Now, I also said that I was always interested in picking up some King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and this time I managed to get this one. It's Gumboot Soup, and it's their album from 2018, but this is a 2020 repress, and it's on the Heavenly record label in the UK, and yeah, it's a really nice album. You never ever know what you're going to find on a King Gizzard album. I think this record tends to be a sort of mixture of some sort of quite folky, psyche tracks, and then you've got some quite sort of heavy stuff as well. So you've got Beginner's Luck, and then Greenhouse Heat Death, The Great Chain of Being, All Is Known, Superstition, Down the Sink, and there you go. I'll never catch up with King Gizzard's releases. I did notice on the Fuzz Club website that they've got 6 live King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard albums that are coming up shortly. So, these guys are so prolific, you can't keep up with them. So there you go. But I'm really pleased to have that. It's a really nice album. And the final album that I bought, I'd not seen this before, and it has a connection with Stiff Records, although it's not on Stiff Records, it's actually on Albion Records, and it's a live compilation album, and it's the London R&B sessions, and it was recorded at the Hope and Anchor in North London in 1979, November, December 1979, and the album came out in 1980. So you've got various sort of bands on here. You've got Lou Lewis Reformer on here, and Lou Lewis Reformer were a band that was signed to Stiff Records, and it's actually recorded on the Stiff sort of mobile recording studio. So it says, if I can find where, yes, recorded on China Shop Stiff Mobile by Barry Farmer with help from Rob. So there you go. So you've got Lou Lewis Reformer, you've got Wilco Johnson and Solid Senders, the Untouchables, the Cannibals, the Pirates, Hope and Anchor House Band, the American Blues Legends, and who else? The Little Roosters, the Blues Band, and the Bishops, who are known also as a Count Bishop sometimes. So this is all good sort of R&B, sort of pop rock stuff, and it's a really nice album. As I say, I've not seen it before, So, you know, when it was there. It wasn't actually from the record fair. I bought it in a record shop, but you know, I couldn't let it go, and it cost me next to nothing as well. I'll show you the label there. That's the Albion record label. So those are all my albums. Now we come on to some singles. We'll start off with various stiff records. So I start off with what's it, Graham Parker, and this is Stupefaction, and this is a single from 1980, and it's on the Stiff Records label, but not the normal Stiff. So that's Stiff and Woman in Charge and Stupefaction, and it's by 72, the catalogue number. Next off from 1982, a bit of Lene Lovich, and it's a nice picture disc. I always like to get, you know, picture discs if I can, if they're at a reasonable price, because normally they don't play that well, do they? So it's You Only You and Blue. It's from 1982, and it's Stiff by 164. Next band, again on Stiff, Americans from sort of Akron, Ohio, and it's Jane Eyre and the Belvederes. Now Jane Eyre, she was a singer in her own right, known as Jane Astley, and she fronted a reggae, a disco band. So she changed her name in order to do this sort of stuff, and this is her single Yankee Wheels and Nasty Nice, and it's by 26. That's one of the earlier Stiff singles. So the whole sort of Stiff and sort of Akron, Ohio connection comes from the fact that back in the late 70s, Stiff were chasing Devo, and they went out there to try and get them to sign on, which they did for just a couple of singles. But they also checked out, you know, lots of the other local bands, and there's a quite nice compilation album on Stiff of sort of various sort of Akron bands, and Jane Eyre and the Belvederes are one of those bands. Right. Jona Lewie, one of the sort of more sort of pub rocky members of the Stiff crew, and there you go. This is what's it called? We Get It Right, Louise, We Get It Right, and it's from 1981. What is it? It's Stiff. It's by 110, but I don't know if you can see it's got another catalogue number as well, and that's because this is actually Australian pressing of the single. How it got to Leeds, I don't know. But, there you go. So that's another Stiff single. Right, another label I like to collect, and this is a bit of post-punk, and this is the Cravats, and this is Burning Bridges and Hate the Universe, and it's from 1979. I'll say it's on the Small Wonder label, and it's on it's small 15, and yeah, so they're really quite nice. I don't think they really did very much. Dave Burrell, I think it is, who's the drummer of the band, went on to be in the Poison Girls, I think. And I noticed that the sax and clarinet player on here goes by the name of Yehudi Storage Heater. But what happened to him, I just don't know. But there you go, nice name. And finally, a couple of reggae singles, and the first one is on the Trojan label, and as you can see, this is Desmond Dekker, and it's you can get it if you really want. Perseverance on the B side, and it's from 1970. And this record used to belong to somebody called Leslie Jukes, and I know it used to belong to Leslie Jukes because she's very kindly written her name 3 times on the label. I don't know if you can see that; it's quite faint blue, but it's still annoying. But I can kind of understand why people would do that. You know, if you take your singles to a party, you want to try and make sure you get them back at the end of the night, don't you? So there you go. So that's the first one on Trojan, and the second one is a split single on Trojan, and you've got the Emperor Roscoe, and the Emperor Roscoe is probably best known to people like me as being a DJ on Radio 1, and this is his 1976 version of Al Capone, and on the B side you've got Roland Alfonso and Phoenix City. So there you go. So that's another nice Trojan single. So all in all, I think I did really well at the record fair this month. As I say, I picked up stuff that I wanted to, stiff records, post-punk, lead stuff, and yet another King Gizzard album. So I was very happy at the end of the day. So until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.